revolutionary talent. I'm like prime Tiger Woods, guaranteed to cross you over. You can ask Tyrone Lue. Game 1, Iverson, that's the shot. Jordan shrug, ain't no debate about it. Shut down that barber talk. Stone cold in the attitude era.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome to an episode, a long-awaited episode of Debate Fuel. That's right, we back. The trio is back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here, and we got a lot to talk about, and we got a lot in store for y'all on this very show. So, well, y'all just sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, grab your ones. You know what it is. Y'all know what time it is. This is one of the best shows that you ever gonna come across, where it's a meeting of the minds, and well, we filling up a little bit of that debate sauce. You know what I mean? So, without further ado, I guess we got to do the epic style of because fellas, it has been a minute. If I do say so myself. So, well,
it's once a month. We still on schedule.
We still on schedule. We still on schedule. See, that's what I like to hear. We still on schedule. So, well, without further ado, y'all know how I like to do this thing, man. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. And in this blue corner, coming in already from the north side of Trenton, New Jersey. You already know him, ladies and gentlemen, as a resident of Atlanta. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the one, the anti-cowboy loving, eagle flying, and oh so green Celtic pride wearing, the one, the only, the mastermind of masterminds, Derrick Meyer.
What's good? It's actually Newark, New Jersey.
Newark, see?
Newark, yeah.
Sorry, Trenton.
Good.
Sorry,
All
Jersey.
Hey,
slight botch on my part.
Jersey's home though, so it's all good.
Right, there we go. Of course. Well, this is definitely a home we can't get too wrong. You already know, ladies and gentlemen, coming right in the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him, you can't help but hate to love him if you love him to hate him, whichever way you want to reverse it. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, he is a resident, reigning, defending, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, coming home to defend the throne. Ladies and gentlemen, he is your New Orleans resident, your gold, black and gold Saints wearing. You can't forget to love the fact that he is the Zion resident and advocate, LeBron James residence believer, and Laker Nation / New Orleans Pelican himself. None other than the one, the only, full throttle Ric Sincere.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing, man? Happy to be back on the podcast, man. Y'all know what it is, man. It's Debate Fuel. Y'all know how it goes down. Y'all know how we get down. Y'all know how I get down, and it's about to go down today, man. There's so much. I can't wait to get into it. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Get it.
I need to get some fantasy trophies myself because I am a multi-champion as well.
Well, they don't hand them out, so you gotta.
Well, I won it last year.
Wait.
Fantasy basketball. Fantasy basketball.
You won fantasy basketball in a
And
COVID year.
Hey,
and
so did the Lakers. So did the Lakers.
Wait,
I don't want to hear that.
No. They cut it off midway through and just awarded.
That's
cut it off midway through.
That's not my
just
fault.
Awarded whoever was at the top at the time.
That's not my fault.
That's an
Rick. Okay, I won.
That ain't the same.
2 years prior to that too. Like,
you see.
So what are you doing, man? Like,
what are you doing? What
are we doing? This is LeBron. LeBron went up against people in a playoff style and beat them for the championship.
That's cool.
My friend, were given the title.
No, because I'm gonna say this. All right, every single time I win in a Track Stars league, it's never recognized. It's never recognized. I'm starting to think that there's some type of conspiracy against me now. Because then when I win again this year, and I am going to win this year.
Talk your ish now.
I am defending my title. I am going to be back-to-back champion. I don't care how the standings look right now. I already know that's where you're about to get into. I don't care how the standings look. I am going to win my title. I'm going to defend it, and I'm going to win this championship again. And when I do, it's not gonna be recognized. It's not gonna be recognized.
Can I tell you something I want you to know?
It's not gonna be recognized.
Just
Oh
off the
man.
strength. Just off the strength. Let me let you know something. I've won that title. I've won the track stars title in multiple leagues across the board. In football, I've won the big one, right? In football, basketball, multiple times. Almost, I don't know, golly, almost what, 10 times, right? And
Mhm.
every time it's never been met with celebration. Don't expect
Well,
it.
they hate you.
They
They
hate
hate you,
look, they
man.
hate me so much that when I win, the group goes silent. It's
Yeah,
no
no,
congratulations,
that
no good job. It's
no.
just
Oh.
silence.
Ryan brought me in for the sole purpose of beating
Yes,
you.
I know.
That was literally it. That was literally it.
I know. I know. Look, and when he brought you in, he called me, he was like, I got one for you now. And I was like, what are you
I don't
talking about? He was
I
like,
don't know why he thought that was gonna happen.
he was like, and when he brought Lloyd in, same thing. I got one for you now. And when they get in here, it's over for you. And I was like, I said, all right, bet. That's all I said. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't know we was gonna start a whole show and all that kind of stuff was gonna happen, but I knew you were being brought in for the specific purpose of taking my crown.
Yes,
That's all I know.
yes,
Crown.
and I will get that fantasy football title. That is going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
That's ever elusive, my friend.
That is going to happen at some point. I guarantee it.
Listen,
I guarantee that.
I'm
It's
gonna win.
guaranteed.
I'm gonna win the basketball league this year. I'm letting you know that right now. I'm in fifth place. I'm in fifth place.
I'm in second.
Hey.
The only reason why I'm even in second is because Kevin Durant has been out for multiple weeks this year. So has Jason Tatum, and then so was Christian Wood. That's the only reason why I'm even in second place. I should be in first.
You want to trade?
With only, well, actually, I shouldn't even have a loss in my record. The only reason why I even have 4 losses right now is because those guys have been out. That's literally it.
You want to trade?
We can't. Deadline's passed. Deadline's passed.
We can talk to the commissioner.
No. Well, we tried. He wouldn't put the injured reserve on.
Yo.
So
that hurt.
That hurt a lot this year.
It's in my other league, and it's such a blessing, y'all.
It is.
It's such a blessing.
It is.
When your guys go down, you could just like store them away and bring them back when it's time, man. IL is that IR spot is such a necessary thing, but
it's needed.
Yeah. Indeed, it is.
Indeed
it is. Saves a lot of lives.
Mm.
But, sirs, I mean, now that we got the introductions, now that we got the nominations and the trash talk out the way, knowing that there is a title amongst debates on the line for today's episode, seeing who's going to take that one home, speaking of titles and whatnot, let's get into some NBA action, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. What a trade deadline. Talk about a flip-flop of identity for a lot of teams all of a sudden from both conferences. Guys, I have to ask y'all, who are some winners, who are some losers, and who are some upgrades, if you will, for some of these teams out here right now?
All right. If it's me, man, I'm gonna say a few. I'll say some winners right quick, and I'll leave the losers to Derrick.
See what you did there. I see what you did there. You think you're slick, Rick. I see what you did there.
We'll start off with the Heat, man. I think that going ahead and getting Victor Oladipo was a big move for them, right? Kelly Olynyk was he was doing okay, but he ain't Victor. You feel me? And Victor hasn't really been Victor, to be honest with you, because he's getting passed around like potato salad at Thanksgiving. Like he's being moved like across everywhere, right? I don't know if he's gonna find a home. He's buying new homes every week.
He is getting an apartment at this point.
You feel me? Yeah. He's just in there for a second. But Victor Oladipo could be really good with the Heat. So I feel like whenever you bring in a guy like that, especially if you can get him remotivated and you can get him in a space where he's really flowing in and with the team, I think Victor Oladipo going to the Heat could be a really good deal. The biggest deal for me, though, to be honest with you, is the Nuggets getting Aaron Gordon. That was one of the most surprising moves for me. He's been doing his thing. And the Magic, I know Derrick, when he starts talking about the losers, he's gonna have to talk about the Magic because they are, but they're rebuilding. They just decided to start their rebuild early, right? They decided, hey, we're gonna start our rebuild a little bit early. So they're dumping off some of their greatest assets, but as they're doing that, it reminds me of a guy who knows he's gonna lose the fantasy football season, so he starts shipping off his best players, right? Uh, trying to get some draft picks for next year. And that's basically what's going on here, right? They get rid of Aaron Gordon on the Magic do, and then they get a future first round pick, right? They also get Gary Harris in the process, RJ Hampton, who could potentially be somebody, right? There was a lot expected from him at one point in his career. So they're looking to kind of up there, but the Nuggets, man, getting Aaron Gordon, that is a big deal. That's a big deal. And you can see it. It's already starting to play off. Are already starting to pay off, right? You can see how they're working with that. I think that was good. One of the other winners, I believe, is anybody who's gonna get Vooch, right? Nikola Vucevic is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Vooch is ridiculous, and he was playing with the Magic. Him, Aaron Gordon. I mean, they should have got to the mountaintop. I'm surprised though
Close
that
to it,
Vooch
at
didn't
least.
get. I'm surprised there wasn't. I know there was a bidding war for him, and there was somewhat of a war that the Celtics were kind of in those talks as well. So I'm leaving one big trade off because I'm leaving it for Derrick as a gesture, right? Because I know that he's going to talk about that. But I like that. I like Vooch going to Chicago. I don't like it for Vooch because I don't think they're about to head to the championship, right?
Yeah.
And I want
Yeah.
to see Vooch in a
Not
championship
yet.
run. Yeah,
Not yet.
I want to see Vooch.
Not yet.
I want to see Vooch in the heart of the
Not,
championship run.
not yet. It's coming. Oh, it's coming.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
and I
just the
believe it.
start.
I
This is
believe
just
it.
the
And
start.
listen. I don't want to make you upset because you're going to judge this thing. But I'm just saying. So I believe too, right? I believe with you. I'm just saying that I'm just saying that you bring in a guy like Vooch on a team like the Chicago Bulls. It's almost like a lateral move for him, right? Going
Yeah.
from a team that really needed him to be Vooch, right?
Mhm.
In the Magic, you're gonna need to be Vooch with the Chicago Bulls as well. He's gonna need to
Mhm.
be every single bit of his All-Star status, right? If he's gonna be with the Chicago Bulls, and I don't necessarily know if he's gonna be in that conversation for one of the greatest, even though in my mind he is. The last thing I'll bring up is playoff Rondo going to the Clippers. I don't want to take them all, but yo, Rondo going to the Clippers, that's a big deal. It ain't a big deal today, but it's going to be a big deal when he's in the playoffs because that's when he comes alive. I don't know why he gets to take off the entire regular season and only play in the playoffs. I don't know why he gets to do that. It seems that even when he was with the Hawks, right? Like he'll come on 2 or 3 games, do something, show a little flash of Rondo, and then go back into hibernation with some injury. I'm just saying, I haven't seen this man be, I haven't seen this man be a staple in the regular season at all. But y'all know what it is when it's playoff time. They call him playoff Rondo for a reason, and he
Exactly.
comes alive in the playoffs. And if the Clippers get any bit of the Rondo that the Lakers got last year, then it's going to be a problem for teams because he's going to start orchestrating a great offense. And with him
Mhm.
orchestrating a great offense, you know how that goes. He gives them a decided advantage over the Lakers because he's been in that system, understands how LeBron, works his magic, right? Because he knows how LeBron studies tape. He knows how LeBron figures teams out, and he's going to be able to pass on some of that same knowledge to a very, very good roster, right? He's going to
Mhm.
pass that on to a good roster that should be healthy by playoff time. So and I hate the fact that they lose Lemon Pepper Lou, but it is what it
Can,
is.
can we talk about how Atlanta of a move that really was by Atlanta? I mean, yeah, you get the hometown guy. He's been a Hawk before, as we say, lemon pepper Lou. You can get unlimited Magic City wings for life now.
Yep.
Okay, you're back home, but as you just mentioned, Rondo is playoff Rondo. And it's not like the Hawks are completely out of this mix just yet. I
Right.
mean, they've been a little bit up and down, but if you were to secure a spot and you still had Rondo, that, like, as you mentioned, you got a playoff Rondo with a Trey Young and all of this young core of people. But then now it's like you're with these veterans and these, I guess, now ready Clippers. So how Atlanta? You think Atlanta's going to regret this move, or do you think it's just kind of it is what it is for them?
I don't think they'll regret the move at all. You're praying, you're hoping, you're believing for a playoff Rondo. But if you go based on what you've had over the course of the last few months, you good, right? You're gonna bring in a Lou Williams who's gonna see they don't have the luxury to wait for playoff Rondo. Right, they're going to be in a fight to make sure that they securing a playoff spot and being there consistently. They don't have the time to wait for that. I'd rather
Yeah.
pull in the Lou Williams, who's going to help me in that fight to secure that playoff spot, right? As opposed to waiting for a playoff Rondo to show up once I get there. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm good on that for right now. I'm taking Lemon Pepper Lou. We turning Magic City into Magic County, and I'm going all the way. Right? He's the stimulus
Yeah.
package that
Yeah.
that Magic City was looking for.
Come on.
He's everything that this city needs.
Wings for everybody, baby.
Hey,
We winning.
Hey, I might go drive up there and see if he's handing wings out. I, I actually think that move works out for both teams, similar to
does.
how Dallas getting Luka, Atlanta getting Trey. Everyone thought that move, that trade was a lopsided trade. Not everyone, but a lot of people thought that was a lopsided trade. I don't think it was a lopsided trade. I think it worked out for both teams. And I think that this is the exact same thing. It's going to be something that helps Atlanta out if they're able to make a run. If they're not, it is what it is. But it helps LA tremendously because, like you said, Rick, that he's got a lot of experience with the Lakers. He knows what's going on with them, and he also gives them that spark. That, because think about it, if Paul George, becomes Paul George, you have someone that can supplement. You have someone that can help, run the offense with Kawhi. I think if I'm going to be completely honest, I think Chicago is my favorite team with these trades, this trade deadline, because a lot of people talk about, Vucevic. Daniel Tice from Boston there is going to be really good for them. I think Chicago needed to get rid of some players that weren't doing anything. Bring in Vooch, Tice, Javonte Green is going to help them. Kobe White, you really don't know what you're getting with him. Like, he really doesn't seem to be a guy that you can start with, right? Like, he might be someone you can just kind of like have come off the bench, but you really don't know if he can really be a starter. Javonte Green allows them to play around with that, see if he can be the starter. I think Chicago is not going to be, they're not going to make a deep run. I don't see them making a deep run this year. But putting Zach LaVine with Markkanen, Vooch, Tice, and Javonte Green, I think gives them a little more depth than what they had before the deadline. I think Milwaukee getting PJ Tucker was a really good move as well. That's a really nice fit for them.
Shout out to Houston for the wholesale. Come down to Houston and get whatever you need. Everything must go.
I mean, man,
everything and everybody.
Yeah, because they got rid of Oladipo, and man, I'm gonna be completely honest, man. I think they need to go. I think Houston needs to just go ahead and trade everyone away. Just get some more picks. See what you can do. Just build up to the draft for the next couple of years. Christian Wood is a good cornerstone for them to build off of, but to me, if you're looking to if you try and move him or John Wall in the offseason, Christian Wood would be the guy you would try to move, right? Just let John Wall kind of like end his career there. I don't know, because I really don't see him. He's not consistent either. That's another part of this whole thing. With a lot of teams actually this season, consistency has been a horrible denominator for the majority of the teams. John Wall hasn't been really consistent because he can't play too much. I think he has issues with like a swollen knee or something like that. But that's to be expected with him coming off of what he just came off of. But COVID in general has taken out a lot of teams. Miami was in the finals last year, and I think they're the 7th or 8th seed right now. So it's like there's a lot of teams that are experiencing issues with consistency right now that I think some of those moves with the deadline is going to help them toward the playoffs if you can turn that switch on in the playoff time. So I don't know.
Currently, they sit at fifth right
Fifth.
now.
Well, see, and
Fifth in
that's
the
another
East.
thing. In the East, a lot of the teams, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's teams
Yeah, from
4 through
four to about 10 right now is a tight race.
4 through 10. So it's this is going to be very weird. But the Eastern Conference is going to look very interesting come playoff time, and that's only less than a month away now. I think we have like less than a month of regular season left over. Um, that's gonna that's gonna fluctuate very fast in the next couple of weeks. Even just within the next week, we might see whoever's at 10 get to 9. I mean, get to 8 or 7. So it's gonna be very weird. Um, but I do like these moves. Chicago is my favorite team with the moves that they made this year. The trade deadline.
I'm a, I'm gonna say I totally agree with you. I mentioned them as one of mine too. Um, One that I didn't mention is probably the Mavs. Them
Mm.
pulling in
Oh
JJ
yeah,
Redick,
yeah.
right? To go along with Luca, right, and the unicorn, like they already have a pretty good team. To bring in a
Hmm.
JJ Redick just to for shooting prowess, right? Somebody because Luca can set people up with no problem. You've seen Luca, dominate at the point guard spot. You've seen him kind of set people up. You've seen him move the ball around very well. You've seen him really like do his thing. Now to have another guy on that squad who they can pitch out to, and I thought that was a good move. They get him for a second round pick and some cash, right? James Johnson. I mean, I think they win that trade, and I think they're with that move. They're showing you that this playoffs they're trying to win.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna do it though.
I don't know, but man, Luca
Denver is
really showed me a
scary,
lot.
bro. Denver
They
is
are, they
scary.
are, they are. But Luca showed me so much last
Now,
playoffs, right? And now you have a healthy unicorn. You're talking about JJ Redick. You're looking at a team that could really surprise some people come this playoffs.
I think they will be the surprise in the West, but I really don't know they just because of the teams that are there, because of Denver, because of Utah, because of LA, both LA teams. Like I
Hmm.
don't know that they really have a fighting chance to get to the conference finals. That's
and
my
who is
only thing.
this? Who is this that we speak of?
Dallas.
Dallas.
Mavs,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, because you forget Phoenix as well, sitting right there
Oh,
at number
Phoenix,
two.
yeah, Phoenix and Portland as well. Like
Yes, I was
they're
actually
getting
going to
together.
bring Portland up to you guys. They were one of the teams outside of Chicago. They're one of the teams I actually feel good about ever since getting Norman Powell over
Yeah,
there because
Big
yeah.
facts.
that helps them on the defensive end a whole lot. Having a
Hmm.
two-way guard like that who can do so much on top of what they have. They still got old man Anthony coming off the bench to give them what they need off the bench. Dame is Dame, McCollum is McCollum. So it's, you know, we've talked about Portland a lot. We know that they've had a lot of obstacles, and usually health has been a problem for them. But currently sitting right there at that sixth spot, they're doing, and I mean, they're pretty tied up with the Lakers and Denver and the Clippers right now with that 18th loss mark. So
And the Lakers
things
are gonna
could take a
the
change.
Lakers are gonna keep falling. Um, until they get LeBron back and until they get AD, well, until they get LeBron back, who should be back first, according to what I'm hearing. So, the Lakers will probably keep falling, and I can see, and the Nuggets will keep rising,
Hmm.
right? Um, Pardon the pun there, but if you look at the Suns right now, the Suns are in second and the Mavs are in seventh, and according to the matchups, I'm thinking they would be the two that match up in the first round. Give
Yeah,
me the Mavs in that situation, and that,
really.
bruh.
Over
I
Phoenix?
know, I know, I know, I
That's
know,
interesting.
I know,
With the
I
way
know.
CP plays in the playoffs, that's
Well,
pretty
here's the
interesting.
thing. Here's the thing. CP gets hurt when it matters. Like, and we've seen that constantly. CP
So
goes.
does Rondo.
Rondo gets hurt. Well, Rondo didn't get hurt last year when it mattered.
Well,
And CP didn't really get hurt last year when it mattered either. But
But that's
you saw
also
what
because
happened.
the bubble with the season being put on hold for a while.
Yeah, and now we're not in the bubble.
That was advantage for them.
And he's been leading the Sun squad, right?
Hmm.
I can see a situation or a scenario where that Mavs team with their reinforcements can possibly take the Suns. And Devin Booker to me is amazing at times. Devin
Yeah,
Booker disappears at times,
yeah,
but I don't see a lot of disappearing from Luca. I just don't.
We also don't know what he looks like in the playoffs just yet.
Booker,
Yes, this would
yeah,
actually be
yeah.
his first time in a playoff scenario.
That's true. Well, and see, Jay Crowder also helps him a lot. I think that was a lot for their bench. For their bench, getting him for that bench was tremendous defensively.
Jay just doesn't move that needle for me like that.
Defensively, he's the dog you need, right? Like that's my whole thing. Like that's what made Miami so special last year. You had dogs on that team, right? And I
Mhm.
think that Jay Crowder being on Phoenix, I think that gives them an advantage. I don't see a dog with Dallas. I don't. And
What
Crowder
about
and CP both being dogs like that, like I think that gives them advantage. I think it'll be a long series, but I think it still goes to Phoenix with that one.
Luke Dog?
A dog?
Yes,
I'm no. When I say dog, I mean like
a
someone that's gonna do.
Siberian Husky.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
I need someone that's gonna do the
He's a
gritty work.
dog.
I like that's what Morris brought to the Lakers last year. That's what that's what Marcus Smart brings to the table. That
He does. He
Jimmy
does.
Butler, like you
Mhm.
need those dogs on your team
It's true.
that will do the dirty work.
Mhm.
That doesn't they don't care about the stats necessarily, but they're gonna do every single thing that needs to be done. Get the rebounds, get extend out for making extra possessions and stuff like that. Like they're gonna
Mhm.
do the little things that helps the team. I don't see that kind of player with Dallas.
You don't see that in Josh Richardson, and you don't see that in Dwight Powell.
No. Josh Richardson is a pest. He's a pest, and I mean that in a good way. I'm not saying that in a bad way. He's someone that will annoy you.
That seems like dog work to me.
No. Like that's like a little gnat. Like it's someone that's gonna annoy you, right? But I
Wait,
don't.
wait. Where do you put Alex Caruso? Is he Nat World or Dog World?
I could put him closer to like a mosquito.
Hey, they are irritating.
You know,
So
they're silent. They're not. You're not gonna know that they're there until they're gone. Like.
yeah. Or until after you've squished it enough and then you feel it afterwards. So either way, yeah, I can see that.
Ball mosquito. I'll give him that.
So
We're gonna have a different conversation about where you put these individuals. And I want to. I don't know, man. I
They
don't
still
know.
have Morris on that team. Morris is their dog. Like I don't see Caruso like on Morris's level.
Okay, I'm
All
gonna
right.
do this. I'm gonna do this. Name one white dog. Because I'm just saying. I think we have.
that's crazy.
I think we have an issue here. I don't.
Yes.
You
Hold
haven't.
on.
Name one.
Would you put Dellavedova in that range? Ish?
Okay, Della Vadova
Mhm.
seems to me like Alex Caruso.
I don't know. I don't know.
If
don't
you don't
know.
give it to Alex, then how do you give it to Deli?
That's a name I haven't heard in so long.
Where is he anyway? Is he still in Milwaukee?
I couldn't tell you where he is.
I have no idea. I don't think he's in Milwaukee
He's a lost
anymore.
dog. If he
He's a lost dog.
Yeah, no telling where that guy
I'm
is.
questioning Dellavedova if you put him in that range. So Dellavedova is someone that can turn it on. I don't see him as like that guy that's a consistent dog, but he's like, maybe I'll give him a puppy. Maybe I'll make him a puppy. Like I
A pup
so
named Dellavedova, huh?
yeah,
Okay.
so maybe Caruso can be a puppy. I don't see that, it's got that little
Mm.
cute bark, you know.
Interesting.
Mm.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So,
Mm.
okay, so fellas, before we move on, let me just ask you guys based off. Let's look at it this way. Okay, I'm gonna do a two-part question here. Based off these seedings here so far, even though things are still able to change in both conferences based off these two, three, four-way ties and everything, who looks like the scariest play-in threat, and who looks like the scariest threat overall now, East and West?
Ooh, 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 ooh.
I so the scariest playing team in the East for me. hmm,
Got Atlanta, Boston, Indiana, and Chicago as of right now.
as of right now, I think Toronto's going to get into that mix. I don't even know. I
This
might.
one's easy.
I might go
This
ahead and
one's
say
easy.
Boston. I
Yeah, this
might go
was
ahead.
easy.
Well,
Run
see,
with
here's
your
the thing. No,
squad.
no, no, no,
I'm
no.
about to run with him.
No, see, here's the thing. The only reason why I'm saying I don't know is because this team has not had consistency all year. Like from opening tip, they have not had consistency,
Mhm.
and that's where I question it because if you're looking at them and you're basing it based off of what we've known them to be, yeah, for sure, Boston is clear cut the easiest one to say is going to be the scariest team in the playoff tournament if they're there. Um, but some of the inconsistency has been due to COVID, right? Like I think we're either the number one team or we're tied for having the most health protocol scratches this season. So take that for what you want it to be. I don't even think the starters have played more than like 3 or 4 games together all year long, which was another issue the season prior. But this season is weird because they've had lack of depth the majority of the year. Like I think the trade deadline helped them get depth. They still have one roster spot available, which is going to be very interesting to see if they actually sign someone before the playoffs. Don't know who that would be. I've been an advocate for bringing in Isaiah Thomas back since he left, but I don't excuse me, I don't know if that's going to be the person that you bring in. You need to have a shooter. You need to have another shooter to come off the bench. Um, and I think that's what helped. That's Evan Fournier coming to Boston was probably one of the biggest things for them because that allows them to kind of fill in the gap that Hayward left a little bit um, in terms of offense. But they've got it. I think they can still turn it on. I think they can still flip that switch. the The only thing about it is being able to be consistent and not make dumb mistakes. Marcus Smart has made 2 dumb mistakes in 2 consecutive games. Like it's stuff that I like little things that I wouldn't even expect for him to do. Like so those if they can clean up the little things, I think they will be the team that is the biggest threat in the playoff tournament. If they don't, I don't even know if they're going to even make the playoffs this year. Because it's really that bad. Like you see glimpses of what this team is, and then all of a sudden they just kind of like it's like it's like the Monstars came and took their talents. Like and
Wow.
really just left Jason Tatum and Brown with theirs. Like that's really it. That's how it feels. That's how it
Very,
feels.
very fitting description given what's coming out pretty soon. So that
Uh,
was a very fitting description.
yeah. I just that's how it feels though, because it's like it's not even like their talent got taken away. It's like their identity got taken away.
Mm.
And that's what hurts so much to watch these games. Um so I think Mo Wagner and Luke Cornett help a lot with depth. So of course they lost Daniel Tice, but I think that was a move that they needed to make because they were going to eventually lose Tice free agency. So it kind of is what it is. But I think having those two guys in helps a lot. Like you know, I was gonna make a joke. I'm not even gonna say it. Let me just leave that alone. Um, I think that they actually I think that they're able to get back to what they were doing prior. But my whole issue, not even just with the Celtics, is with a lot of teams this year. That schedule coming out of them going right back into playing the regular season after the playoffs, on top of this schedule that they have where they're playing so many games back to back, or whatever it is, like the games are more compact this year than they're used to. So to me, I think that's something that's hurting a lot of teams, not just Boston. Miami, I think, is dealing with that. I think Indiana's dealing with that. um so I think even Toronto's dealing with that. So I think that this is going to be an issue for a lot of teams for this season, which I think that a lot of teams are going to end up having to just go ahead and say scratch this year and just prepare for the next season.
Mm.
And I guarantee you this: a lot of teams that you see that are suffering right now, next year are going to be right back to what we're used to seeing them be. Boston, Miami, Indiana are the top three in my list of of those teams. Um, I would say this: Brooklyn better enjoy their run right now because I don't know how long it's gonna be. I don't know how long they're gonna last, but
I'm so glad that you guys actually mentioned that black and silverish team right there named Brooklyn.
I was about to say, where are you
Speaking
going?
of Monstars, guys, I noticed you haven't said a single word about the fact that everybody's playing a nice game of Welcome to Brooklyn as of late.
Yeah.
Marcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, so many more just wanting to decide that they're going to play in this Brooklyn. It's
Not
too
too worried
much
about
ball to
those.
go around, guys. What are y'all thoughts on this really quickly?
I'm not worried about those two guys, to be completely honest. I'm not. I think that I think
Aldridge
they,
balled out last night.
yeah, but so what?
It matters.
Last night, okay. Let's see how he does for the rest of the season and into the playoffs.
Listen, what I
Which he's
heard
not
was
known for
that.
showing up in,
He
by the
always
way.
Well,
disappears.
well, here's the thing: you don't have to appear much if you got a really good squad around you.
Right,
Um,
right, right.
so what I've seen from what I've heard about Aldridge was that he was no longer happy with the Spurs. Right, that relationship started to deteriorate, and you started to see it in his play,
Mm-hmm.
and almost very similar to everybody who's wanted to get out of anywhere. You've basically been watching, how they come down a little bit. You see them not play as well, and then when they get to the spot where they want to be, they either drop a fat suit or they start playing again. They start playing well, right? And you see it constantly. The only person we haven't really seen it from is Drummond, which is bad, right? He gets to LA and it immediately takes off his nail on his toe or something, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so he's out the first game, and which is so unfortunate for the Lakers. But hey, but I say that
Your team, right?
yeah, my team, yeah,
I'm just, I'm just saying.
yeah, and
I'm
it
just.
hurts. It hurts me, but
Oh,
All
that was
right,
coming.
all
Wait,
but
right.
you didn't even bring up the Pelicans, so I like how you just
That's yeah,
allied that there. I mean,
yeah.
But
dang.
that's what listen, that's why you have multiple teams. So I'm gonna talk about the Hawks.
How
No,
is
wait,
Zion? I
whoa,
mean, I
three,
know Zion's doing his
three.
thing, but what is going on with your Pelicans, sir? Aren't they one of the disappointments of this year?
Yeah, they are. And listen, one of the greatest points of this year is how great Zion looks. Zion has been looking amazing. He just got hurt. He was out last night. He may be out again today. But
Hmm.
he's dealing with something light, so he should be back soon.
It's like a
But
thumb sprain or something.
he's been really showing up, right?
Yeah.
Zion's been really
Yeah.
showing up and balling out. The trade rumors with Lonzo wasn't cool, right? His dad coming out and saying how much he hated being there. That's
Whoa,
not.
I missed that.
Yeah, he came out. LeVar, he's always scheduled to come out and say something.
Yeah,
So he
yeah.
came out and said that he didn't his son didn't want to be there anymore, and they're not using him correctly. They're funneling the ball through Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson, and those guys are not playmakers. They're they're not who you should be funneling the ball through. They should be funneling the offense through Lonzo, and then they should be going to those guys, right?
Hmm.
So or they can't create. That's basically what he was saying. So if you go to
Is he
if
necessarily wrong?
here's the thing, right? If he's judging them based on where they are now, then maybe he's not wrong, right? But if he's judging based on how they're developing, then he is wrong. If you look at
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram, he's taken leaps and bounds, right? He's not quite the second coming of Kevin Durant, which everybody thought he would be.
Yeah.
But he's starting to move in that direction. He's a long, lanky guy who's getting his shots whenever he wants. You're
Hmm.
not really being able to dictate what he's going to do and not do on offense. You look at Zion, he's playing bully ball. He's reintroducing bully ball to the NBA. He's getting to the basket at will and doing what he wants. The only problem is they can't finish. And I don't know what it is about them where they can't close the deal. They're up sometimes 20, 30 points. And if you're watching it, you're like, yo, this is a wrap. This is a done deal. They wind up losing by 3 or 4 or 5. And I'm like, what happened? Right? And partially it's because maybe they're tired. I've heard rumors of their coach being one of those coaches where he's going to run his players and could possibly run them into the ground. One of the reasons JJ Redick is out of there, I saw that coming a long time ago. As soon as
Hmm.
that coach got hired and he heard about how the off seasons would be and how the camps would be, JJ Redick outright said he was like, that'll be fun, right?
Yeah.
Like sarcastically, he
Yeah.
outright said it. And the reason, so I knew it wasn't too long before he was going to be on his way out, right?
Stan Van
Because
Gundy, right?
yeah, yeah, but
Okay.
he knew it was going to be tough and he wasn't going to be down for it.
Yeah.
Long story short, they can't finish yet. They're not there where they can finish games yet, and um, they haven't found a closer. They have a lot of great pieces, but they still need that. They still need that thing, or either Zion has to develop into that. He's
I,
starting to. He's taking those chances, but
yeah.
um, I mean, in order to be the closer, you need to be able to get shots from anywhere on the court and wrap it. You can't have to finish near the basket.
Yeah.
Does that
No.
make sense?
No, I agree with that. But I thought that's part reason why I thought getting Al Horford was probably like the one of the biggest things that New Orleans could have done. Um, like 'cause they kind of need him. They kind of need someone like that.
Yeah.
He's not the closer like you're talking about, but he's someone that can provide a lot of space for guys to get to the rim and finish there or kick it out. Just space the floor out even more. Like what I do like about New Orleans is that they space the floor out fast. They
Yeah.
are they are a fast team. So I think my expectation for New Orleans wasn't West Coast Finals. I mean, Western Conference Finals or whatever. Like I thought they were gonna be pretty much what they are. Um,
It's not 12. My expectations was 8. Like not 12.
well, again, that's what I'm saying. Like I think again, this season has been marred by the the COVID thing. Like
They
with
don't
with
got them excuses. They
no
weren't
no no
there.
no no play maybe none of their players had COVID. I'm pretty sure they had some. I think
No,
did
no,
one of them have
no.
one
What
beginning
I'm
of the season?
what I'm saying is they didn't play. Okay, so last year everybody played late into the year, right? They didn't make it to that next. They didn't make it to the playoffs, right? So they got to go home early from that whole bubble situation.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
I'm saying they shouldn't affect like teams like the Heat that where you brought up, where okay they had a long run. LA had a long run, so I'm not surprised that AD's down. He barely made it through that freaking bubble run.
I'm be honest. He had tendonitis last spring too.
He fell down like 3 or 4 times in the bubble, and I thought, oh, that's it. I'm used to him, falling down and being out in New Orleans, right? Like I'm used to that as a Pelicans fan for such a long time. I'm used to seeing him not be there, right? But at the same time, he goes to LA. He made it through magically, right? He made it through to the end. Cool. This year, not so much. So now he's out. Right?
Yeah.
But I think partially that's due to what you said, them being in there for such a long time. The Pelicans don't have that excuse, right? They do have the excuse of being under a new coaching regime.
New coach regime and the schedule.
Yeah, they
compact
do
schedule.
And I'm not sure.
Take some time.
I like that team though so much, man. Steven Adams is such a good piece, right? Him and Zion work well together. Jackson Hayes, I think it's Haynes. But he's a center coming off the bench. Hayes.
Yeah.
Hayes coming off the bench. He's been awesome. And you've seen some of his highlights. He's been great. Right. Them losing JJ Redick sucks, but at the same time, them getting some cash on the back end, I think it's cool. So I don't know, man.
It's gonna take some time,
they
bro.
Don't need another piece. It doesn't have to take this long, man.
It's gonna take some time, bro.
But Jordan took about 7 years, right? Before he was really imposing his will.
So did LeBron.
LeBron took some time before he imposed his will on the league.
Kobe
had a bit of some help.
A couple of years, but he had a couple of years still.
Kobe had help.
He still had a couple of years.
He had Shaq to facilitate that, his reign.
Yeah.
Right.
But he still has. What I'm saying.
But even after Shaq, right?
It still took him. No, I'm saying like the beginning of his career. It still took a couple of years for them to be able to get things going where they wanted.
He fully replaced Eddie Jones, right?
Yeah.
I believe you.
It just takes some time.
It will, but man, I don't know who the piece is that's gonna take Zion to the next level. And for some reason, I thought that was Lonzo because Lonzo's playing much better though. Let's acknowledge
this is most definitely. Yeah,
and it's probably because of LaMelo, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait, so you think little bro is causing big bro to kind of be motivated to play better?
Big bro is sweating.
Nothing. I don't think
bro
nothing.
sweating.
Big bro is happy now a little bit that little bro is not shining like he was shining because the team we hadn't talked about was the Hornets, who are in 4th place right now in the East and one of the most exciting teams around. Right?
You talk about a drop. Now that could be a drop. Could be.
You think they're dropping?
Could be.
But
no guarantee.
Scary Terry's holding it down, man.
I'm gonna say,
they got some nice pieces.
Rozier is doing what he wanted to do in Boston.
Do you miss Rozier right now?
Hell yeah, I miss Rozier, bro. Like, what the
That's
hell?
all I needed to know. I mean, based off what you said just now about Boston, I have to ask, do you miss Scary Terry right now?
I've always missed him. It was just that I just hated what he did that last playoff run, which was run up the court, shoot with like 20 seconds left on the clock. Drive to the basket. That's all. Just drive to the basket. Don't have to stand on the perimeter all the time. But that was my only thing.
My coach gave an impassioned speech one time, man. He was talking to us. We was a bunch of seniors, man. We were supposed to be leading the team, and apparently we weren't doing well in camp.
Yeah.
So he came to us and he was like, "Man, y'all, they used to be leaders on this team, man. They used to be leaders. Franklin McGinnis, he was a leader. He led this team as far as he could possibly take it. I miss him." He kept bringing up names, and after he'd be done with it, like Kerry Watkins, he was a leader. He did everything he could, man. I miss him. You sound like that with Scary Terry.
I know, man. Like I had to ask. Like it literally.
No,
the way you talked
funny
about
too?
him, it was like he misses him.
You know what's funny too? This is why I'm actually pissed with you, Rick, because I was actually about to pick him up in fantasy, and I was like, I had looked at it. I was like, hold on, let me.
my man.
I just needed to see one more game. I was like, let me just see one more game, make sure this is gonna stay. Because he was doing it. It was going. He was like, he had like 40 points, 30 points, 50. It was like, I was like, hold up. If he stays in this range, I was like, I might need to pick him up. And I was about to drop. I forgot who I was about to drop, but I was about to drop him and pick him up. I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning. You had him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Great minds think alike, sir.
Listen, if you don't have your guy by 2 a.m., he on my team.
Yeah, I know.
I like it. All right, so okay, I think all right. So in the East, look, before we move on to this NFL topic, so on the East, it looks like the play-in danger. I'm assuming you guys are saying Boston.
I like Boston. Another team. I like the Bulls.
Hold on.
See, for
Isaiah
me,
Thomas is signing with the New Orleans Pelicans for 10 days. 10-day contract.
Yeah, that should be life-changing.
It should have been Boston, but
hey, man,
at least you spoke it into existence, kind of.
Listen.
That does kind of help y'all with space, though. Kind of.
Little, man. The only reason it helps us with space is because he's small. I don't know what.
Oh my God!
Bruh.
Just send him up to Boston. Send him to Boston.
Yo, okay, I want to be excited, but I don't know.
I mean, you guys are 21, 26. I mean, you're not completely out of the race.
We're not out of the race completely, but to be honest with you, we can't lose Zion for a day. You can't, right? We can't lose Zion for a day. IT is gonna. I don't know what he's gonna add. I'm gonna watch. Of course, I'm gonna watch. Of course, I'm gonna be looking. But I don't see that as a life-changing move because he ain't gonna bring the same juice he gonna bring if he went back to Boston.
Yeah,
it's personal. It's personal for him in Boston.
It is.
With us,
I think he's gonna retire in Boston. I think he's gonna retire at Celtics.
I think he's gonna retire somewhere else and then go sign with Boston on one of those deals.
Yeah.
Right, where he signs off and just ends up there. But
the most dangerous team in the West in the playoff.
Who's in the play-in?
Actually, might be in the play-in. Yeah, my bad. That's a toss between Memphis and Golden State to me.
I could agree with that. Steph is especially with Golden State especially.
If they get Steph back, like because I know he's been out for the last week or so, with a tailbone bruise. If he comes back and within enough time.
I agree.
The Warriors.
I'm not mad at that. See, with Memphis,
I like Steph, but I don't like the Warriors.
Okay. See, with Memphis, the
I'm
only
not
thing
mad at that
either. I still think you need Jaren back. I don't know if Jaren Jackson has been able to come back yet, but when Triple J can get back in there and help Ja out a little bit, I could see a little more of a push. Well, it was a. Remember, he just before the play-in of the bubble, he had a meniscus. Or no, an MCL situation that took him out.
That's right.
And that's the only reason. That's kind of why we ended up losing to Portland, because at that point it was kind of mostly just Ja, and then like Dylan Brooks tried to help a little bit, but it was mostly Ja that was kind of like willing the way mostly, and so like you kind of needed
Grayson Allen.
Yeah, a little Grayson. You talk about dogs. That's a little dog too. That's one of those dogs you missing about.
You think he's a dog?
He's a dog in the making.
He's a dog
in the making.
No,
he might be in
the making.
No,
Derrick can't call him a dog. He don't have the right.
Stop. No, stop.
He's a dog in the making.
Stop, bro.
He fits the grit and the grind. You know what I'm saying?
No.
He's a bee, bird, lamb. Not quite dog. Can't do it. I don't know why.
Oh, I was gonna say because he more so plays dirty than anything else. I don't think that's being.
That's what them dogs do. They play dirty sometimes.
No. They play smart. Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen plays smart to you?
Patrick Beverly?
Grayson, yeah, much more. He's much smarter than Grayson Allen.
Is Patrick Beverly a dog?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He's an irritant.
So that wasn't dirty what he did to Westbrook?
Every other irritant is called the gnat. But he's a dog.
And that wasn't dirty.
Okay. All right, let me put it like this. No, because let me answer. No, hold on. I'm not answering your question, Dwayne. I'm saying no about Patrick Beverly. Patrick Beverly, like he does a lot of the small dirty things as well. I wouldn't put him on the level of a Marcus Smart though. I think there's levels to being a dog. He's just on the lower end of the dog.
I feel that.
What about Bill Lambier? Was he a dog?
What about
Yeah, I would put him there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. No, it's
we
not
got
a black
one.
or white thing. Like
was
that's
Joakim Noah
that's
a
a
dog?
coincidence.
Was Joakim Noah a dog, any?
Yeah, he had
Yeah,
a
He
lot of
was.
dog in him.
He
Okay.
liked it.
Dog in him.
He okay.
He said he likes it.
But we got Bill Lambier in there. We good.
Yeah,
got him
no,
in there.
Grayson Allen's just a dirty player. That's different. Come on, you can't say he's not a dirty
Hey,
player. That's a
listen.
dirty player.
So,
I've never
so Grayson Allen
Yes.
and Tony Allen. You don't see the comparison here between the Allens and Memphis. I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, hold on. Tony Allen is like
Tony
one
Allen,
of the-
Grayson Allen. Hey,
no.
One's white, one's
no,
black, brother. Hold on.
No.
Both from Memphis.
No.
Both got grit and grind.
No, stop.
Listen,
Stop.
hey.
Tony Allen is like a Hall of Fame type of dog. That
Grayson Allen's young. He can get that.
Grayson Allen, no, bro. No.
Give it time, brother.
No.
Watch.
No. He's just
Wait.
a dirty player. I've never
Wait.
respected him. Come on, you're gonna sit here and tell me that someone like him that's always
Rick, you see this?
managed to find a way to trip up players and go for ankles. Like he's if you
Y'all
think
just
that's a
talked
dog-
about Dellavedova. He was doing the same thing in the finals.
I asked if you would consider him a dog. I didn't say I did
I
consider
said
him one.
yes,
I
but you said no because of certain qualifiers. I think
I
you
don't-
called him pest gnat. I think you called him what?
he's a pest.
A mosquito.
He's
he
a
is a
raccoon or
pest.
something. We
He's a
talking
pest.
raccoon?
Like that.
I don't consider Dellavedova a dirty player though. He's done dirty plays. Jay Crowder has had dirty plays as well.
Deli was in my world. Deli was a dog, and he solidified his dog status when he had to really take on Steph, and he had to try his best to take on one of the best shooters and best players and one of the best creators in the world.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
and
that's a
he
solid
did it.
point.
He did
That's a
it.
solid point.
So to me, Deli like dog to me means I think what it means to you, which is like I'm not only just gonna do the dirty work, but I'm gonna take on challenges that are far bigger than me.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'ma tell
So
you-
yeah, we can consider Dellavedova that. I forgot about that Steph Curry matchup.
Yo, when
But
I saw a dog in a freaking leg brace, right? He was in a leg brace. He couldn't barely walk, right? His owner was kind of like walking him, just dragging him, right? But he was, but there were 4 other dogs nearby, right? And when all those other dogs, they were like, rah, 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 rah. And this dog, he's in a leg brace. He can't move. My dude was like, whoo, whoo. I'm like, oh snap! And in that moment, I was like, "Yo, that's dog.
yeah, yeah.
I can barely move."
If you're
But you
hurt
ain't
or
got to
not,
talk
you're
stupid
still
to
gonna
me.
do. Yeah. I don't see that with Grayson Allen though. Sorry.
Disrespect,
Grayson Allen,
man.
no.
Disrespect.
No,
We're gonna have a conversation about this a little later, ladies and gentlemen.
Grayson Allen ain't it.
But look,
you
guys.
convinced me of Dellavedova because I did forget about that matchup. I did forget about that, so I concede. I concede on that. But Grayson Allen, hell no.
Ladies and gentlemen, the disrespect. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna move on. We're gonna get into some NFL talk here. I'm gonna send this over to Mr. Ric Sincere, who has something really dope in store for the people on this evening. So Rick, talk to the people.
Yo, man. So I've actually had a chance to, and we've done this on the show before. We've had a chance to go into a mock draft simulator, and so we're gonna do that today, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here, and we're gonna hop into a mock draft simulator using PFF. They have a mock draft simulator that I think is quite awesome. By the way, you get to select the team that you want to do the mock draft for. You could pick up to all 7 rounds. Like if you want, you could do all 7 rounds. You can make it go slow or fast. We'll make it kind of go medium today. right? And then you can select your teams that you want to draft for. At the end of the draft, they'll then give you a draft grade, so you can
Mhm.
kind of see where how they grade you and how well you did in that particular situation. What I like to do is right before I go to bed, I'll start drafting for the Saints because I'm looking forward to the draft,
Yeah.
right? And I'll go through all 7 rounds so I can get to know new players,
Yeah.
players that I had never heard about before, right? Players that I
That's a
wasn't,
good idea.
yeah, players I
That's a
wasn't thinking about before, man. I just learned about them.
I
Go
like
ahead,
that.
there.
Hmm?
You were saying something. Go ahead.
No, I was just that's a great idea. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, and so you get to do some wishing and hoping for your team. And I have lately I found some really good. I found some really good gems in the draft, like Puka Williams Jr. from
Yeah.
Kansas, Jamin Davis from Kentucky, Jalen Darden from North Texas. I found these guys and just so impressed by kind of what they bring to the table. Tate Godwin from UCF. Man, they got some dogs out there, y'all. And just doing this exercise, let me know about the gems that you can find later on in the draft, right? Because around round 7, you're gonna run out of all the names and
Yeah.
you're gonna have to start learning people, right?
Yeah.
And there are some really good that there are really some good value picks later on in the draft here. This isn't like as deep of a draft as last year, but I believe that you can still find some great gems here. So today we're going to be picking for our squad, right? We're gonna be picking for our teams that we love, and I think we'll do one more. So we'll pick for our teams, and plus we'll pick for one extra team. So let's do some selecting. So we got Derrick's Eagles already here. Derrick, if you want to pick for one more team, who would it be?
I would I would almost say that it might make sense to just do Atlanta since we're here.
That
Yeah,
okay, cool.
makes
Atlanta
sense.
selected for Derrick. All right. So we got highlights. Favorite team is Tennessee Titans.
Yes, sir.
Who you with, sir?
Oh man, let's see. You know what? For my pops, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Green Bay Packers, the
Mm.
secondary squad. There we go.
Let's see. Okay. So the
Your dad
Packers are
has two teams.
Well, Tennessee didn't have a team when he was a Packers fan.
mm,
That's not
see.
a It's Tennessee Titans first. Tennessee didn't always have a team, sir. That doesn't count.
It's
All right, well,
unfortunate.
drop the Packers then.
All right. So
Nah, hey, he still got a soft spot for them cheeseheads, man. Hey,
he's going with the Packers, and I'm gonna go with the Arizona Cardinals at
ooh, that's a good
16
one.
here.
Okay.
You kind of think about them, and I'm gonna go with the Jacksonville Jaguars because I'm just let them do their thing. We already know what they're doing. It don't really matter. And if they do anything other than that, something's wrong with the system. All right.
Ooh, come on
Cool.
now.
So we got two teams, y'all. We're gonna let the computer pick for the rest of the time, and then for the teams that we've selected, we'll go ahead and and do our pick for them. Here we go. Are y'all ready to enter the draft? How y'all want to do this? Y'all want speed, fast, or what?
Medium. I need to be
Medium.
able to
Okay.
see.
All right. Let's go for care about positional value, more or less.
I would say more
Okay.
than less.
Randomness, more or less randomness.
I think it's about good where it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Draft for
cool.
needs, more or less.
Little further up.
Okay. And public versus PFF board.
I think
I'll
that's pretty
keep it
good.
in the middle. Yeah.
More PFF or more in the middle? Okay.
Yeah, that works.
All right. Here we go, y'all. We're about to enter the draft. And with the first pick in the draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars are about to be on the clock. Let's start the draft here. Jacksonville selects Trevor Lawrence. Zach Wilson goes second, which is no surprise to me. I've been hearing that. Justin Fields goes third, and we've been hearing
Yes.
that could be Mac Jones at that spot, right? But the consensus is saying that Justin Fields would probably be a better pick over Mac Jones, and so San Fran here goes with Justin Fields. Right now, you're on the clock, sir. You have Atlanta, and it's your pick. Who you going with?
Ooh.
Panay Sewell's on the board. Kyle Pitts from Florida just ran a 4.4 in the 40. He's on the board. Jamar Chase just ran a 4.39 or 4.38 at his pro day. He's on the board as well. Michael Parsons had I think a 4.39 at his pro day. Jalen Waddle, you don't even need a 40 for this guy. He's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think you know what? Because I was gonna say I think what Atlanta probably should think about is a future,
Mm.
which would be quarterback. But then I'm also thinking about they also need a running back, right?
Very much so.
To
Yeah,
get
I would say they kind of need one. They
they
do
need a
need a
running back.
signature running back.
Who's one of the first running backs?
Here you go. We can go for running backs here. Looking Travis Etienne, Javante Williams, Najee Harris, Michael Carter.
Uh, I
Mm.
don't know if you go running back that high.
Mm.
Let me do wide receiver. I'm gonna say Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle with the fourth pick in the draft. Wow. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna say this. Um, they love their Alabama wide receivers, as we know,
Yeah,
right? And Jalen Waddle, that 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 would make that team. That would make them almost unstoppable on offense, to be honest
yeah,
with
yeah.
you.
I mean, you got someone that you can go to outside of Julio.
Yeah. Let's go through the picks again. So Jalen Waddle went at 4, Jamar Chase at 5, Kyle Pitts going to a squad, right? And that's a little bit surprising, but I can see it, right?
Hmm.
Kyle Pitts is a generational talent at tight end. Panay
Hmm.
Sewell at the tackle spot going to the Lions, right? Getting some protection for Jared Goff. And then
Lord knows
um,
he needs it.
Yeah.
the rumor has been that the Carolina Panthers are looking for a quarterback. They find one here in Trey Lance. At the ninth pick, you have the Broncos going with Mac Jones, right? Giving some competition to their guy over there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they are that different from one another, Drew Lock and Mac
Yeah.
Jones. But the upside is with Mac Jones here, so they go with Mac Jones. Michael Parsons to the Cowboys, that could be scary based on all the things that they already have and getting their guys back at linebacker, that could be a big deal. At cornerback, the New York Giants go with J.C. Horn, son of Joe Horn from the New Orleans Saints. J.C. Horn is a dog. Like J.C. Horn is, and he's the right complexion to be a dog as well. So J.C. Horn, J.C. J.C. Horn is remarkable over at the cornerback spot. Man, he's been great. So the Eagles are on the clock right now, and to be honest with you, it's funny that J.C. Horn is the first corner off the board. I want to see what the Eagles do here at the 12th pick. It's on you, Derek.
Yeah, let me see who is the next corner.
We're going to corners. Patrick
Patrick
Surtain.
Surtain. Yeah. So okay, so I'm gonna be completely honest. I pretty much flipped out when I saw that Philadelphia traded that sixth round. I mean, sixth pick.
Mm,
I because to me it really did not make sense because you have guys that can technically be that generational talent right there. Pitts was someone that I was actually warming up to the idea of
mm,
drafting Pitts and trading Ertz. Um, but I'm actually not too mad at it now. I'm kind of like okay because at this point, Philly's gonna be Philly. Until and I hate saying this because this is really morbid, but I really do believe that Lurie is just as bad, or if not worse, than Jerry Jones at this point.
mm,
I because there's no way Jerry Jones has an excuse because he is the GM, right? Uh, you can't fire yourself, or you're not going to fire yourself out of ego. Lurie has allowed Howie Roseman to stay in this position and pretty much draft guys that he hasn't had a great track record with the draft. But I'm actually gonna go Devontae Smith on this one because I really don't know My real question with this is why PFF has quarterback as one of the needs for Philly. Um, Technically, this is really Hurts's first year round, right? Like, I mean, we drafted him last year, but this is his first year as the guy. So let's see what we can do. I don't know that a rookie quarterback at the 12th with the 12th pick is going to be someone that's going to be able to take over the position.
Mhm.
So give him a shot. Let's see what Devontae Smith can do. Um, Paired with him, and if you need to move on after this year or next year, move on. There's a lot of people that actually believe that Philadelphia has put themselves in a position to trade for Russell Wilson. I don't know. Um, I don't know if I actually believe that. It'd be nice, but you're trading for Russell Wilson at this point would be. I don't think that would be a good idea. Maybe if Hurst doesn't pan out in for this season, you go ahead and throw the book at Seattle and trade them Hurts with pretty much anyone. But see, my thing is, if you're going to do that, now you kind of like moving a lot of pieces that would help Russell Wilson succeed there, right? So it almost feels like a lateral move to me with that as well. So let's see what Hurst can do. Give him Devontae Smith. You got a lot of players that are still on that team that will help him. So let's see what we can do. You got the offensive line coming back healthy. Brandon Brooks is coming back. Didn't play at all last year. Lane Johnson's coming back healthy. He played a couple of games last year, but mostly on a shattered ankle. I think Jason Peters is gone. Hopefully, hopefully, prayerfully, let him be gone. Yeah, but to take up his position, you have Jordan Mailata. Let's see what they can do. I think this team is still. I think this team is still can still be put back on track where they were 2 years ago. I don't think they're too far off. So Devontae Smith makes sense.
Now you have one of the best cornerbacks in the league, right? I mean, one of the best cornerbacks in this draft,
Hmm.
right there in Patrick Surtain. You're looking at him.
Yeah, I wanted. I
What
wanted.
makes you go Smith over Patrick here?
So mainly because I'm saying let's just give Hurts a shot.
Mm.
I don't think you go wrong. I don't think you're wrong with choosing Certain either. I think to me it's either one or I'm fine with either one because you get Patrick Surtain, you have someone that can play alongside Darius Slay. Um, I want to see what Hurst can do. I just want to see what Hurst can do. But you know what? Hold on. Give me Certain. Give me
Wow,
Certain
wow.
because that actually makes a lot more sense. If Hertz is not the guy, if you're still having questions about him, you have the defense that can still hold up. Give me Patrick
Wow.
Sertain.
Wow. Wow. Okay, Patrick Surtain goes with the 12th pick in the draft. All right, the Cardinals are on the clock. What's happened before then? Rashawn Slater, they picked him with the 13th pick. He's going there to help protect Justin Herbert with the Chargers. Rashawn Bateman goes at 14, right? And I don't necessarily know how much they need him. Maybe the value was there, but Bateman goes at 14. Um, Listen, you're talking about some help. Cam Newton needs some.
Yes.
And
Yes.
getting Devontae Smith here with the 15th pick, while most people believe that they would go quarterback here, they don't, right? They go with Devontae Smith here at the wide receiver spot, and the Cardinals are now on the clock. Now, the Cardinals have done a lot, right? Um, they've done a lot to secure a whole lot for their squad. They've been doing extremely well in bringing in weapons. AJ Green comes in, right? You've seen AJ Green come in. You've seen you've seen they still have Larry Fitzgerald. They had D Hop from last year, right? But what I saw was a lot of running around. I saw a lot of running around for Kyler Murray, and so Christian Darrisaw makes me intrigued, right? I'm a little
Mm-hmm.
bit intrigued for him. But on the defense last year, they made some investments, right? They made some investments on that defense. But I feel like one of the biggest things that they can do is to continuously shore it up. They lost Patrick Peterson, so it makes me feel like cornerback could be a spot where I go there because I know that they need a cornerback. But I'm kind of stuck between a few players here. One, Joke. I'm looking at Joke from Notre Dame. He's an all around beast, and they picked up one last year.
Yeah.
You remember what they did last year in the draft, right?
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
picked up a all around beast, and it took them a while to get integrated into the defense. I don't know if they know exactly what to do with those pieces all the time when they get super versatile pieces like even Hassan Reddick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like it took him a long time for him to make an impact as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the next best cornerback on the board because I feel like that's where we need to start improving. If I'm looking at that team, I feel like that's where we need to start improving. It's look, I like Darius right here. I really like him here. I like Joke right here, but I'm gonna go with Greg Newsome because they have a cornerback spot that they need to fill, and they need to fill it ASAP. So I'm going with the next best corner on the board and Greg Newsome. The
That makes
Raiders after
sense.
that, Vera Tucker, Russo from Miami goes to Miami. Aziz goes to the football team, which I mean they have all the
Man.
edge pressure in the world. I don't. They have Sweat. They got
Yeah.
young Sweat,
Yeah.
and right, and so young Sweat and Aziz. Yo,
Yeah.
that's nice, right?
Can I
That's a
say
whole
this about
campaign.
Washington real quick?
What's up?
I have been saying for the last few years, nothing good will happen for that team until they change their name. What happened to
As
them
soon as they change their
as
name,
soon as they change their name?
they go to the playoffs and push and they push Tom Brady to the brink
Bro, I mean,
with
and
Heineke.
they're getting better. Yeah, they're getting better. So we'll see.
Elijah Moore goes right after that to Chicago. They need some reinforcements.
Yeah.
They've lost some players. You got Joke. Joke is now going to the coach, and the coach are a very scary defense. And if they pull in another piece like this, woo,
Yeah.
it's gonna get bad in the AFC, man. Especially now that they have Wentz. Their offense it should be shoring up a little bit. Now on that,
What are
you know
you, a
how I feel
believer
about.
in Wentz now?
Yeah, I sure am.
Get out of here, man. I swear,
sure am.
bro.
You went there. You went
I
there.
swear. Like I was gonna keep my
believe
mouth
in
shut,
you
but
and
Jesus,
win.
man.
Oh
I
boy.
believe that Carson Wentz can take them all the way to the top and then get hurt right before it matters. Then I go with I go with the Tennessee Titans at
Boy.
the 22nd pick right now. They are on the clock. Their needs are wide receiver, tackle, guard, and cornerback. They lost Corey Davis. Right, I think he's going to the Jets as we discussed earlier. They're on the clock right now. You have a few guys here, right? Christian Barmore is there. Darsar is there. You need that tackle. That can happen.
For sure. For sure.
Quiddy Pay is there. Jason, he's there.
So based off wide receiver, let me see who their wide receiver options are.
Okay. Let's go to wide receiver options. And I saw one just now. Terrence
Yeah,
Marshall from
yeah,
LSU. He's
yeah.
a dog. Rondell
Okay.
Moore, guy who runs a ridiculous 40, very fast, but just short, right? Short is his deal. Kadarius Toney from Florida, very explosive guy, very twitchy. De'Ami Brown, he's another very good wide receiver. I'm hearing a lot about him. Some people say he could possibly end up in the first round as well, but late in the first round, and we're semi-late in the first round here. So with Rondell Moore, Terrence Marshall, Kadarius Toney, De'Ami Brown, Cade Johnson is getting some love, but this seems too high for him. Josh Palmer, he's been getting love too, but this seems high for him as well. And I mentioned Jalen Darden earlier. This is way too high for him, even though this is far too high for him. Even though I feel like somebody's going to get some good value from him, maybe in the third.
Agreed. You know, based off what I'm seeing from these wide receivers, I'm gonna go with Kadarius Tony.
Wow.
Yeah, Kadarius Tony seems to be just about a nice. You know, you don't want to get something just explosive enough to complement what AJ brings.
Mm.
And again, based off, again, when you lose a guy like Corey Davis, you want to get something just as close. But again, obviously when you're young, AJ is still young within his own right. So complimenting him with someone just as young coming out like that, coming out the gate, seems to have a nice height, seems to have a nice feel to him. And again, right off the gate, I was thinking wide receiver for sure. Actually, more so leaning towards cornerback, which I have a guy in mind, but we're going to see if he's available come around that time. So I think I should address the obvious in the wide receiver spot and go ahead and go for someone. Florida definitely has done pretty well this year with a lot of their wide receiving core. So he definitely seems to be a guy that seems like a nice sleeper to get. So I'm definitely going with Tony.
I like Kadarius Tony, and I've seen him mocked as early as like 20. I think 20 is probably the highest I've seen him before.
Mhm.
Just according to what I've been seeing, but Kadarius Tony is definitely a first round talent. And so I like the pick. I like the pick. So
All right.
wow, okay. So a
Look
few
at that.
teams made some moves. The Jets at 23 get Travis Etienne, and honestly necessary. Let's see where they went first. So they went with Zach Wilson, and then they get him some running back help. Wow,
Interesting.
Do you-
wow.
If,
They get
if
him
let's
some
say
running
that
back help.
happens, let's say that
Yeah.
happens. Sam Darnold, what happens with him? Like
Um.
I've seen a lot of people saying that he's really not even worth like he's the most that he might be worth is like a second or third round pick.
He's definitely getting traded. And I'm thinking a second round should get it done, right? A third rounder may get it done depending on kind of how teams are. I just had this conversation with somebody earlier. If you listen to Todd McShay and you listen to what's my other guy?
Field Yates,
Kuiper. You listen to
Kuiper.
Kuiper and you listen to Todd McShay, they are all in on Sam Darnold, and they still are. They've been all in on Sam Darnold, and they believe that he hasn't had the weapons, he hasn't had the right coach, right? Adam Gase did a terrible job with Ryan Tannehill, and you saw Ryan Tannehill as blossom when
Mm,
he went to a better situation with the Tennessee Titans.
yeah,
And if Gase was doing to Tannehill, I'm sorry, if Gase is doing to Sam Darnold what he did to Tannehill, then maybe there's a second life for, um, maybe there's a second life for Sam Darnold. Maybe that second life is with a team with a really great system. Who knows where he can go? I believe that he could be in the running with the Saints. I believe the Saints, if they don't if
mm,
they're not all the way bought into Jameis Winston, right? God knows they're not all the way bought in with Taysom Hill. But if they're not all the way bought in on Jameis Winston, then why not give up a third? They have a compensatory pick. They have two in
mhm.
the third. They have two picks in the third. Why not give up one of those picks to get a Sam Darnold if it can get it done, right?
Shoot, why not even
That can happen.
Carolina?
Carolina's another destination for him. The Denver Broncos is another possible destination for him, right? Depending on how the situation plays out with Deshaun Watson, they may want to think about it as well, right?
Yeah.
Um, so there's a few different places that he can go, and they can receive value for him. The question is, you have to. I think you almost have to do it before the draft because once you go and select Zach Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
it's your bargaining chips are down. Like everybody
Yeah,
knows you need to get rid of Sam Darnold at this point,
yeah.
right? Everybody knows you're not gonna have the leverage. The leverage is gone, right? You could say, well, keep Sam Darnold for a year and let them battle it out, right? But why when the most value for him is probably about right now?
But if you don't trade him before the draft, are
Yeah.
you are you drafting quarterback
They're second pick, right?
Yeah, that second pick. If I don't trade him, am
Yeah.
I
If you
picking a
don't,
quarterback?
if you don't trade him, are you still picking a quarterback?
Dude, they were both at Zach Wilson's pro day. Zach Wilson lit it up at his pro day. He had a great pro day. What I'm hearing across the board is that they love Zach Wilson, and when you're in love with the guy or you find a guy, then you select your guy. Just straight up, you pick your guy. And if Sam Darnold's not your guy, which I don't believe he's the guy of this staff, then even though right now I'm here also in the building that they're still split on the Sam Darnold thing. But if they fell in love with Zach Wilson, then you select Zach Wilson and you keep it moving, man. Zach Wilson could be a
Yeah.
great he's a great talent. Sam Darnold though is only 23. He's the same age as Kyle Trask, who's also in this draft, right?
Hmm.
And so when you look at a guy like that, you say, "Wow, man, this could be, you know, he could develop into something that we really want here. Why not, fill him up with weapons?" But to be honest with you, the sample size has been good, big enough.
Yeah.
And I think we can make a decision on Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
My decision, I'm good. If I'm them, I'm good. I think he needs a change of scenery. But with the 28 pick, the Saints are on the clock, and y'all, I'm all over the place here, man. But actually, I was all over the place, and now I'm not. Caleb Farley's right there. So, and I want him. I need him. I gotta have him. And listen, there's no way in the world he should fall this far. I don't believe he will. The only reason he could possibly fall this far is his back issue. So he has a back issue right now, and that's known. And who knows how he recovers from that, and who knows, what he looks like past that. But he is a special athlete, and so there'll be. Hey, there was another guy who at one point had an injury, who everybody thought he was going to be finished, but he came and led us for you know almost 15 seasons, right? Well, he led us for a really long time into a Super Bowl at that, man, and that's Drew Brees. And so I'm willing to take a gamble on a phenomenal player who has a bit of an issue that could be fixed. Let's go with Caleb Farley here. Most people's top rated cornerback in this draft. Most people's top rated cornerback in this draft. If he falls this far, we run up, we hand in the card, and we run back to our seats before they change their minds. So we're drafting him here. The Packers are on the clock now, bro. It's your world. What you doing?
All right. So as we know at Green Bay, as you can see there, their initial needs: linebacker, cornerback, wide receiver. Now, Green Bay is a team that we saw on fire as of basically most of last year, going into the playoffs pretty heated. But we saw where a lot of their weaknesses got exposed in the ways of what Tampa Bay was able to do to them. So for sure, I would definitely say you want to start with that linebacker position. And man, oh man. Let's see who we got sitting up at linebacker.
You got some good ones on the board here. Faven Collins, Jabril Cox, Jamin Davis. I like a lot about these guys.
Yeah, yeah, those are some pretty
Nick Bolton is
solid
there as
options.
well.
Woo boy, let's see. Those are some pretty solid options. You know what? I like Jabril Cox for the Green Bay Packers. I definitely like him. Generally with LSU, they are known for having just those cornbread fed guys that you would need on your line most times. You know, those guys that got what you need in terms of the perfect size of speed, bulk, those types of things. He's got that southern home cooking for sure, and I'm sure. So you know he's nice and equipped and ready to give the Packers what they need. Because again, they definitely need to beef that line up, and I'm pretty sure Zach Collins, he definitely seems to be the guy to definitely pick. So I'm definitely going with him for sure.
I like the pick. Did you think about Rondell Moore at all? He's
I
short
did.
and
I
he's
didn't know
very
he
fast.
was. I did not realize he was still on the board because I do know that they do need a receiver. Um, Receiver was one of those ones I thought you could go a later round with because
Mm,
with a guy like Aaron Rodgers, let's be real, he's a lot one of those guys that he can take a nobody and make him into a somebody. You know, somebody you at least expect to just shine out of nowhere and suddenly turn them into like a phenomenal player. And so that's why wide receiver wasn't my first initial need, because I knew that no matter which wide receiver you pick, generally as long as he has enough talent, Aaron Rodgers is going to find a way to incorporate him, because we know he still got his favorite targets in Scantling and Devontae Adams and so much more. But definitely, I'm definitely leaning on wide receiver, possibly in second round. But I had to address that linebacker spot first up.
I like it. Jabril Cox goes here to Green Bay. And after that, it's time for us to get our grades. Let's see our
All
grades
right,
here, y'all. Let's
let's
see our
see.
grades. All right. So
Wow,
Jalen Waddle
wow,
gets a C plus. The Patrick
wow,
Sertain move gets a
wow.
D plus. Greg
Okay,
Newsom, he gets a
wow.
D.
Hmm.
This
That gets
thing's
a D.
harsh.
Yeah. Kadarius Tony gets a B
I
minus
like it.
though. Good move there. And the Caleb Farley gets an A. All right. All right. And the Jabril Cox gets a B. Gets a B. I'm gonna
How
tell
about
y'all
that?
why I believe these grades are what they are. Jalen Waddle. Nobody would see that coming with Atlanta, right? If
Yeah.
they stay right there and they pick a wide receiver, nobody will see that coming. But it would make them very dangerous, like very dangerous. They have like danger at all spots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So it would do that for them. They could use some offensive line help, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
I
That's
agree.
true.
the one
That's
thing
true.
that we're seeing with Matt Ryan, he's always on his back, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
they
yeah.
need some help, and so we could see them go possibly Panesul, right, jumping in front of the Bengals here. We can see him go Slater, depending on who they're in love with. But if they go Jalen Waddle, it wouldn't fully shock me because this is a deep class of offensive linemen, and maybe they try to trade back into the first to get an offensive lineman later. So I can
Yeah.
see that. Patrick Sertain here. I think the reason that that's a D plus is because possibly they think maybe it's better to get a weapon for him, right?
Well, see, and that's the thing. So the only reason why I decided Sertain over Smith, which I'm like Smith, I'm fine with getting Smith. Smith actually, even if Waddle were to drop, which I think is very possible too, to
You
12,
take him.
yeah, I would take him too. But one of the reasons why I was more comfortable with choosing cornerback once I remembered him with him being on the board, we have Travis Fulgham, right? So
Yeah,
I
I
think
like him.
Hurts with Fulgham is going to be a very interesting dynamic.
Mhm.
I think they're going to force Zach Ertz for this year. So he still like Hurts still have some weapons to play with, if they decide to go Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, I actually they gave you a D plus. I don't feel like that. I think if you get Patrick Sertain at 12, that's value. You
Yeah,
feel me?
Hmm.
That's
I agree.
Hmm.
that's high value, and I like that a lot. So no, I don't agree with their D
Yeah, I
plus
think
there.
that's at least a B, if anything, man, for
Yeah.
sure. At
Yeah.
Greg
least.
Newsom at 16, giving that a D. I think that I know that I made that pick, and I don't like the fact that I got a D there. But to be honest with you, I would always pick Caleb Farley over Greg Newsom, right? That
Mhm.
would be that would be the pick there. To be honest with you, that could be the pick there. At the same time, one, I didn't see Caleb Farley because they had him rated a little lower than he was supposed to be rated. I
Yeah.
didn't see him, and I
Yeah.
didn't think about him in that moment. I saw Greg Newsom there, so I went with him. But on top of that, that back issue is it could really. I've seen this a lot. I've seen him dropping in a lot of these mock drafts because of the back issue,
Hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it matters. It just matters, y'all. And so Greg Newsom actually could make the jump. Kadarius Tony here with the Tennessee Titans. I like the pick. I love where you
Hmm.
went with that. Caleb Farley. I love that pick for my team. I mean,
Solid A.
yeah,
You
solid
know
A.
it.
Only A on the board here, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
peep that. She done.
But I mean, because it's an unlikely scenario.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to sit there and let the best cornerback of the arguably the best cornerback in the draft fall to 28
28,
and
yeah.
not jump the Saints. I've seen the
Yeah.
Saints get jumped so many times when they've had their eye on a guy, right? And let's say he gets right there. I think let's say he gets to 27. Somebody will jump right in front of them and pick up Caleb Farley. They're not letting the Saints get Caleb Farley at 28. I guarantee you this does not happen on draft day. If it does happen, I'll give y'all 13 push-ups on air.
13 is a random number.
You heard it. It's recorded, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I don't mind. I do it. Jabril Cox, going to the Packers. I've seen him mocked in the second round. But you know how some people are, they get valued. And so I believe maybe that could possibly happen. You can see it. But I feel like it depends on who's on the board there. But you get a solid B there because that is pretty good value. And so it's so funny, man. I'm pretty okay. We see our grades right there.
Good.
This was fun, y'all. We did okay.
Not bad, fellas. Not
too
bad.
bad.
We
Not
did
too bad,
real
yeah.
good at that.
Not too
Wow.
bad.
See, so ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, right here on Debate Fuel, you just never know what we're gonna give you. We try to, we're switching it up for y'all a bit. So let us know if y'all like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like that live mock draft action? Then let us know. Because we could definitely get y'all some more of that. You know what I'm saying? Fellas, how y'all feeling? Y'all feeling that?
Most definitely.
I'm gonna tell you what I want to do, man. We're gonna definitely have y'all know how we do it. We're gonna have a big mock draft.
Yeah.
So we're gonna bring on a big mock draft, and we're gonna bring on as many people as we can. I want to get more people from the OTS crew on,
For
right?
sure.
To do the mock draft. We can get more people from the MTMV family to do the mock draft. I'm gonna send out the list later on, and we want people to come on picking for their teams, man, so we can have a big mock draft.
Yes.
And
I like that.
Send them views through the roof.
Love it.
Definitely.
Love it. Let's get it. Worlds collide, ladies and gentlemen. And you only get that right here. You know what I'm saying? You get that MTMV Sports /OTS support, and you never know what you're going to see right here. This is Debate Fuel, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the worlds collide. These sides come. I gotta let y'all decide who y'all think took the crown for tonight. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a question who won today. It's not a question who won today. It's not a question who won today.
It's not a question who won today.
It's not a question who won today.
The champ says it's not a question who won
crown
today.
Victory. You feel me? This is a clear crown victory. It's not a question who won today.
Says it.
When you don't win a lot, you have to, be a little more loud when you do win. So that's fine. That's fine. You've won very few debates against me.
Don't win a lot.
Very few have you won.
I'm a student of the game. What are we talking about?
That's fantasy football. That don't mean anything here.
See how big that trophy is? That covers a lot of stuff.
I don't care if it was as big as the Larry O'Brien trophy. It doesn't matter.
Have you seen this trophy? I'm a black boy studying.
Oh, got him.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
See, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why we do this very show, for your entertainment and just also letting y'all know, man. But again, the people, we are in a democrat society, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? We're in a democracy here. So it is up to you guys to decide which one of these guys took the crown on today. But nonetheless, again, we like to thank you guys so much for joining us right here on Debate Fuel. Fellas, please tell the people where they can find you and support the brands.
Good. Okay, cool. Look, MTMV Sports, man, when you see the crown is going down, y'all can find us on almost every single platform. Just look for MTMV Sports. Listen, if you really want to engage with us, you can get into our Facebook group, the MTMV Podcast or Sports Podcast Network. You can find that. And just also, all you have to do is type in MTMV Sports. You'll find both, right? You can get our public group and then our private group. As to get into both, we'll let you in, right? The public group right now is popping, right? The public group is popping, but the private group is popping to about 1,300 members there. So y'all go ahead and jump in, talk to us, engage with us. We're dropping stuff daily there. You can see what we're doing, and you can be involved in the process as well. And there'll be multiple games and all kind of stuff going on. You can find us on every platform. Just look for MTMV Sports wherever you listen to podcasts, and you can find all our podcasts there. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, sir. Follow the brand. Yeah, follow at OTS Guys. You can We have on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We now have our have our customized URL. So youtube.com/OTS guys. Look for all of our shows. We have you can see everything on the website. And subscribe to all the shows on all the major platforms and support.
Yeah,
You
man.
heard it.
Listen. That OTS Facebook group is popping, yo. That joint is popping.
Yes, they
Nah,
say some wild stuff, man.
Yeah, I
That
jump in
thing-
there. I
that
jump in there
thing-
getting some arguments.
I try not to.
No, they just low. They be hating on LeBron so hard. I can't be quiet. It's bad.
Uh-oh.
It's
Unless he's
bad.
not playing, then all of a sudden, as they said, somebody said it in the group. Suddenly he's not playing, and you get quiet. Yeah, it's quiet
Yo,
when nobody's
LeBron
on
is
the
not playing right now, and I see more LeBron slander for no reason.
I've seen more New York slander than LeBron slander, to be completely honest.
Well, the ones that catch my eye are all the
You
bad.
probably have the
LeBron
alerts
posts.
on for LeBron.
Uh-oh, now. Uh-oh, look at that. Look, see, you gotta love this, people.
I just don't see those debates like I don't see his hairline. That's all.
Wow.
Ooh,
Attack that
shots
nigga
fired.
like that.
Got him like that.
That hairline wasn't doing you nothing.
It ain't doing LeBron nothing either.
Hey, listen. Hairlines, people, solidified. It's called Hair Club for Men, ladies and gentlemen. We should all try it at some
Or a
point.
pair of
but hey,
clippers, either one.
pair of clippers, either way. Hey, shave your head match. Who knows?
If Hair Club for Men could help LeBron, they'd be the richest company right now in America. Stock would be
Just
through the roof.
embrace the baldness, bro. Like,
No,
stop it.
not yet.
Stop it. When the back of your head looks like your forehead, you kind of have to go ahead and just get rid of it.
Not yet.
Just get rid of it. Just
Not
just go. Just let it go. Like if
Go
I
ahead
were
and
to ever
sack
go
out,
bald, I'm fine with just shaving it bald all the
Because
time.
you've been practicing. You've been practicing. for years.
I've actually been doing it for 15 years.
Yeah, you've been practicing. Every now and again, you just shave it all off, go bald for a second, see what it's like, go back to hair.
Called the
You've been
sack shawty.
practicing.
Yeah,
You feel me? LeBron
yeah.
ain't been practicing. He did it one time.
He did
I
it
don't know
one
if he liked
time,
the
and it
reception.
looked good. It
It
looked
did.
good.
It did. It did. I
Like,
wasn't ready for it.
All of his hair is on his face. Just rock the baldy, and the beard. You're good.
Nah, I like the fact that he keep trying, man. That
I don't.
That
I don't.
determination gives me inspiration.
I respect the determination, but to be completely honest, at some point you got to stop. You got to
That's the
stop.
point.
Listen, if he could be down 3-1 versus the Warriors, then he can come back from this hairline situation.
He had better odds with that.
Can he defeat genetics? Find out on the next exciting episode of Debate Fuel. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hell no.
But ladies and gentlemen, again, man, as these two brothers also lovely displayed, make sure you follow both brands. Make sure you follow all things MTMV Sports. Make sure you follow all things at OTS Guys. And of course, man, y'all already know how we do. This is Debate Fuel. We bring it to y'all once a month as much as we can. And we just hope that y'all rock with us. So next time we come around, that's what it seems, right? Once a month. That's the agreement. Once a month. We're trying to get more frequent for y'all, but I know y'all want more. Y'all just stay on us, and we
Hit
gonna
the
make
Cash
sure
App.
we get it popping. You know what I
We'll
mean?
do that for you.
Yeah. Just send it. Send your donations in if you want. The more y'all help us, the more we can give y'all this content.
Cash
You know what I'm saying?
MTMV Sports. You send me $1. I'll tell Derrick and them about it, and then we'll do another show.
Hey.
At that point, they even don't need to even split the dollar.
Now we'll split it evenly, bro.
A quarter a piece. 50 cents. Oh, this is a CEO thing,
man.
so it's 50 cents for the CEOs. Okay, let me find a brand
And then
real
you
quick.
You distribute your 50 cents amongst your squad. I'll distribute my 50 cents among my squad.
Oh my goodness!
If y'all want
Oh,
more, man,
God.
hit the Cash App, son. Straight up.
That's hilarious.
There you go.
Once a month,
See?
so you hit the Cash App.
See, this is why, ladies and gentlemen. I know you miss it. You never know what you're gonna get, how you're gonna get it, but y'all already know, man. We got to get ready to go up out of this thing again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. Make sure you follow the brands, follow MTMV Sports All Things, follow OTS guys on all things, all platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Debate Fuel. Until the next time, this is Ric Sincere. This is Derrick. It's your boy Dwayne. We signing out.